So one of the common questions that I get with me doing so much work with lanolin undercoats for the bottom of vehicles is, how does it work on the bottom of a mower deck? So that's what we're gonna take a look at in this video, because frankly, I've never used it on the bottom of a mower deck, so I really don't know how well it's gonna work. So that's what we're gonna take a look at here. Just a little bit of info as far as what we're gonna be testing. I have fluid film, I have surface shield, I'm also gonna test CRC heavy duty corrosion inhibitor, which is essentially just Cosmoline like RP342 and AMSOIL heavy duty metal protector. They all perform pretty much the same as far as the Cosmolines go. Now, as far as amount of grass that I'm gonna mow, I own just over about an acre of grassed land. So I don't have, 8 or 10 acres that I can go mow with this thing to get, a good long-term test. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mow my yard, and I'm also gonna mow my neighbor's yard, and he also has about, a similar acre to what I have here. So we're gonna have about 2 acres of runtime on each one of these coatings, and hopefully by the end of this test we can say, be able to see A, B, C, what did best, what did worse.
All right, so as far as what I did to prep the mower deck for each one of these coatings, the first thing I did was I removed the mower deck from the mower, flipped it up on its side, and I rinsed the whole bottom of the mower off with my pressure washer. The material that you see on the bottom of the mower deck, as I'm rinsing it, that is the buildup that I've had from this entire season. So from late April until late June, that's how much buildup I've had in 2 months. After I got everything all washed off, I took an air nozzle, blew everything off, got everything nice and clean and dry. And then to make sure it was completely dry, I let it sit out in the sun and kind of bake for, a couple hours just to make sure there wasn't any moisture left on the surface. So once I got everything nice and dry, I went through and I coated each sort of section of the bottom of the mower deck with a different product. So the left side got the CRC heavy duty corrosion inhibitor, the middle got Blaster surface shield, and the right side got fluid film. Now, as far as me testing different products here, the reason I wanted to include the CRC was the CRC is Cosmoline essentially, and there's a bunch of different types of Cosmoline out on the market, and they all pretty much perform the exact same way as far as vehicle undercoating is concerned. So I think the Cosmoline is going to do the best as far as abrasive wear here, just because Cosmoline is the only product of the three that actually dries. And because it dries, it's a lot more wash off and abrasion resistant. So it should do really well in this test. So I have about 50 minutes of total mowing time in on this test. That's between my yard and my neighbor's yard. Now, with that said, the nice thing is time correlates with a push mower the same way time correlates with what I'm using here. So 50 minutes is still 50 minutes of mowing time. Really doesn't matter what sort of implement you're using. With that said, the style of mower that I'm using actually will change your results a little bit, because this mower is a side discharge mower, but it has a mulching kit on it. So all those clippings that are normally getting thrown out the side of the mower are kept underneath the mower. But the mower is originally designed to push those clippings out. So what I'm saying is the chamber on the left with the CRC in it is going to have to deal with a lot more clippings than what the chamber on the right with the fluid film is going to have to deal with, just based on the fact of the way that the mower is designed.
So guys, after about 50 minutes, I pulled the mower deck off the tractor, and these are the results that I got. Now, I mowed my yard, and I also mowed a neighbor's yard. So it was close to about 2 acres of worth of mowing that I did. And like I said, these are the results. As far as time versus acreage, my thing is, whether you own a push mower or, a giant like 15-foot batwing sort of mower, using time is going to correlate with everybody. So like I said, this has 50 minutes of mowing time on it, and these are the results. So taking a look down here at the fluid film, I think the fluid film is a little bit cleaner than what the surface shield is, but I think part of the reason for that is because this is a side discharge mower. The clippings in this chamber are designed to be thrown toward the left and ultimately into this chamber, and then finally into the one on the far end. It does have a mulching kit on it, and it does have dividers in it, but the dividers, you know, obviously don't completely seal each chamber from one another. So with that said, the fluid film chamber is a little bit cleaner than the surface shield. I bet you if I flip-flop these, so if I put the fluid film over here and the surface shield over here, it would probably behave the exact same way. I think it's a more or less the way that the mower deck's designed, and not necessarily a difference in the coating. With that said, you know, I think I've proven beyond any shadow of a doubt that either one of these coatings will in fact prevent rust. Whether or not you want to use them on a mower deck, that's up to you. My sort of thing is I like keeping, you know, one product in stock, so I can use the same product on the bottom of my car as what I'm using on the bottom of my mower. But with that said, the Cosmoline at the far end did by far the best out of the three. I'm just not a huge fan of using Cosmoline on the bottom of my car because it's just a little too permanent. But with that said, on the bottom of a mower deck, it works great. As you can see, there was by far the most clippings went into that far chamber down there, and it is by far the cleanest of the three. In my eyes, guys, the Cosmoline is kind of going to be the go-to for this sort of environment, just because the bottom of a mower deck is such an abrasive environment, and the worst thing that you can do to fluid film and surface shield is subject it to tons and tons of abrasive wear like this. The Cosmoline, because the Cosmoline dries, it just deals with this sort of thing much better than the products that stay wet. It, you know, is what it is. I even went as far as spraying each one of the blades, so I soaked all the blades, and if you look in the center of the Cosmoline blade, there's still Cosmoline in the middle of that blade. Now obviously out near the cutting edge, there's nothing out at the cutting edge, but the center of the blade near the bolt that holds the blade to the spindle, there's still Cosmoline there. The Cosmoline, like I said, because it dries, just handles abrasive wear and abrasive sort of use much better than, you know, the products that stay wet. So guys, going forward, I may look into more of these, you know, mower deck coatings, if you will, because I know they're like, there's like Teflon paint, you know, like anti-stick paint and all sort of stuff like that is marketed for this sort of use. So I may test some of this stuff, but what you guys have to remember is I only own about an acre worth of land, and I can, at the most, if I mow my yard and my neighbor's yard, I only get about an hour of mowing time each time I mow once a week. So it is what it is. You're not gonna see a ton of content about, you know, these sort of coatings from me, because frankly, I don't own enough land to be able to test them properly. So like I said, guys, I'm looking at testing more of these style of coatings. So if there's something you guys recommend or want me to try, put it down in the comment section. I'll look into it. If it's something that intrigues me, I will go out and try it. But as you can see, I can only really test 3 coatings at a time here. So it is what it is. As always, guys, if you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content, go down and hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.